and welcome to another episode of FPL Tej. We are back again in Gameweek 11. I'm gonna talk about transfer suggestions, my transfer plans, and the top players to target in Gameweek 11. But before that, let's take a look at my team, how they performed in Gameweek 10. So here we have Nick Pope. He was a bit unfortunate to lose the clean sheet. Brentford were given a penalty for a handball. It was the penalty Nick Pope considered in the game, so it was really unfortunate for Nick Pope to lose two clean sheets in consecutive 2 games. And Trippier, he has done it again. He has again scored a 7-pointer. He is like a bonus magnet, always accumulating bonus points here and there, giving assist and giving us FPL points. So he has been a real good FPL asset to pick so far this season. And Perisic, he didn't start the game and came off for 10 minutes, last 10 minutes of the game. His little cameo obviously blocked my Andres Pereira move. Can't do anything about it. And even James, he didn't start the game and came off for 18 minutes of the game remaining to play. And yeah, now he has picked up an injury in Champions League game, which I will be talking about in a minute. And Cancelo, what a performance, 1 goal and assist. He assisted to Haaland's goal, and this is one of the third all in this season. I have Madison as well. He picked up an yellow card in the last minute of the game, so it was a little bit disappointing. And Salah, he has blanked again, and he was often drifted wide. Yeah, he's kind of playing like a wing back this season. Jota and Nunes, they have been playing more inside. He has not been in goal scoring position, so it's pretty frustrating to own him right now. But he has scored a Champions League fastest hat-trick ever last night, which I will be talking about in team selection. And Martinelli, what a bargain pickup this season. His price was 6.0 when the season was started. Now his price has risen up to 6.6. Many of FPL managers got rid of him in game week 8 wildcard, but some of us stuck with him during the tougher fixture. Now they have got a nice run of fixtures coming up. And Barnes, he has blanked. I recently brought him in my team. Bought him for Bailey. I initially wanted to bring in Zaha, but due to price rise I could not afford Zaha, and I had decided to bring in Barnes. So let's see what he does in upcoming 2 games. And Solanke, what a performance. He gave 2 assists and it feels like a hat-trick from him. He blanked in previous game. I brought him in wildcard in game week 8. He blanked in 9, and in game week 10 he has given 2 assists. So yeah, pretty happy with him. Haaland scored a goal. He was assisted by Cancelo, and he is now effective ownership has gone up to 200%. So even though he scores, he is gonna hurt our ranks. So having a player with that much effective ownership, you don't expect your captain to score. Even if he scores, then it's a red arrow. And I got Mitro on my bench. I decided not to start him because the manager said that he may not be ready to face West Ham, but Silva said that he's gonna be fit against Bournemouth in game 11, so I think I'll be starting him. And Andres, such a good FPL pick this season, gives you point here and there, saves you in a difficult game week. And Nico Williams I had in my bench. Alright, so this is my starting 11 for game week 11. I have Pope starting as my goalkeeper because I have Iverson on my bench. He won't be playing, so Nick Pope starting against United, and I have cancelled against Liverpool. They have been conceding a lot, and they are always the first ones to concede a goal. Should do well against Liverpool. And we have James here. He picked up a knock in Champions League game against AC Milan, but he was immense at that game. And now many managers have considered to move on with him, but I think he's wait for me at least until after the press conference. He might be starting, who knows. So I'd rather wait for press conference than moving out immediately. And Perisic, he has been pretty frustrating to own. Sometimes he starts, sometimes he comes off the bench, but in Champions League game against Frankfurt he didn't start, and that gives us the hope that he's been rested and he will be starting against Everton, because Conte has said that he is gonna rotate fullback throughout the season. Doherty is back. Emerson Royal is still suspended, so Doherty should start in right back position, and as a second, he has started in the Champions League, so Perisic will be starting in the left back position, I suppose. Perisic, he has been experimented in right back position, but he didn't do particularly well in right back position, so I think he is gonna have at least 60 minutes against Everton. And if he doesn't start this game week, then I'll have to move him on in next game week. And I have 4 at the mid: Madison, Salah, Martinelli and Barnes, 2 Leicester boys. They have a game against Palace at home, and both of them blanked in previous game. Even if they lose, they somehow always find a way to score a goal, so should do well against Palace. And Salah, he came off the bench. Liverpool's win against Rangers 7-1, and he scored a hat-trick. The goalkeeper could have saved some of the goals, and now even Klopp has admitted that Salah is better by playing more inside, and I think he has seen the light. So Salah, he will be much more involved through the middle of the ground in game against Manchester City, I suppose. And I have Martinelli against Leeds away, and Leeds haven't been able to keep a clean sheet, so Arsenal are flying at the moment, and he could again be in his score sheet. I have 3 at the front. And Mitrovic, he has a game against Bournemouth. He should be starting after a well rest against West Ham. In the international break, he scored a hat-trick, and before that he scored goal against big teams like Spurs, Liverpool. Solanke against Fulham, 2 strikers going against each other. Oh, they both haul. And Haaland is my captain against Liverpool. Effective ownership will also be high, and if you don't captain him and he hauls, then it's definitely gonna be a huge red arrow. So my suggestion is always go with the highest owned player, so that you are always with the crowd and you can take a punt in other places of the team later in the season. And I have decided to bench Trippier, because Newcastle have been given odds of 20% to keep a clean sheet against United, so I can take a chance having double of Newcastle defense. So Trippier is on my bench, Andres and Nico Williams also on my bench. So that's the team set for game week 11. I have 1 free transfer to use. I have decided to roll on for game week 12 with James, even if he is out for this game week, Trippier, and move James to the bench. Now I'm going to talk about the top transfer targets for this game week. Alright, so my top transfer target this game week would be Mason Mount. He was excellent against Wolves at home. He assisted 2 goals, and with bonus point he got a 12 pointer, and he also assisted in Champions League game against AC Milan where Chelsea won 2-0, and now he has got game against Aston Villa, Brentford, United, Brighton, Arsenal. In both United and Arsenal are at Stamford Bridge, so he could do some damage against these teams. I would, if I had someone to transfer in, it would definitely be Mason Mount. And another player I would want to bring in is Wilfried Zaha. He assisted in the last game week. It was not great for Zaha owners, but at least he managed to return, and now he has got a good run of fixtures. He is playing against opponent likes of Leicester. They have conceding too many goals, and Wolves at home, Everton, Southampton, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Fulham. So Palace, they have got a good run of fixtures, and Wilfried Zaha is definitely a good pick if you have not already. Wilfried Zaha is on penalties as well, so yeah, Zaha could be well worth having in your squad. So my another player to transfer for this game week is Son Heung-min. He has scored 3 goals and 2 assists so far this season with an expected goal of 2.97, and he has also created 17 chances with an expected assist of 1.6. So his starts and output, they have not been great, as good as last season, but we have already seen he is still capable of huge hauls. So he has a fixtures against Everton in Gameweek 11. So Everton, they have not been great in defense, and he has both goal and assist threat. He's on set pieces, so there is a very good chance of him adding to his attacking returns. My another transfer target would be Phil Foden. He has become the top scoring midfielder in the league thanks to his goal and assist from last game week. He is 3.59 xg, third among midfielders, and 2.72 expected assist, combined for 6 goal and 4 assists, and he has created 15 opportunities so far this season. And he has started each game in the league, and Erling Haaland appears to be City's first attacking choice right now, with Foden coming in second. And he is only worth 8.2 million, but given that he plays for the league's finest attacking team, he will eventually rank the most highly owned midfielders. So yeah, he is a pretty good, decent pick this game week. So here I have picked up a few questions from Twitter. What to do with Mitrovic and James? For James, I would suggest to wait for press conference. We will find out more about the injury, and if he is out for like one game week, then he can be on the bench, and if he is out for more than 3 game weeks or so, then there are replacements for him. And for Mitrovic, I suppose he's definitely going to start the game against Bournemouth, because the manager said he would be ready, and I think he will confirm that in this game press conference as well. And another question here is, do we keep Salah now? Yes, definitely, because Arsenal and City, they are blanking in game week 12. So he is playing against West Ham at home, so he's definitely a keep for now, and we can consider after game week 12 whether to move him or keep him. And another question we have is, if you still have your wildcard, could you gain more value by using it this week rather than game week 12 or 13? It depends on your team. Everyone's have got a different team. I would suggest to play wildcard in game week 13, because after game week 13 the teams likes of Spurs, Arsenal and City, they have got a brilliant run of fixtures coming up. So in game week 13 we'll have enough information to which players to own. You can have explosive player after game week 13. We have another question. I have Kane and Haaland and respectable 83k rank. I always intended on captaining Kane for this one, but is the risk worth the reward? No, I don't think so, because I would go with the crowd and captain Haaland, and if you don't captain Haaland, then it's a risk, because your rank easily could go down because of the ownership of Haaland, and he is playing against a weaker defense of Liverpool. Their defensive stats suggest that they are same as Nottingham Forest defensively, so Haaland could do a few damage. Captain Haaland all the way. Another question is KDB to Son a good option for a 2-week punt? Will move Son to Foden in game week 13? Yes, definitely. He was brilliant against Frankfurt in the Champions League. He scored 2 goals, assisted to Kane's penalty goal, and he was brilliant that game. I think he is back in form. So having Son in your team gives you a great differential. So yeah, it could be well risk. Best defender replacement for all the injured and dropped defenders. For 4.5 million, you can own the likes of Guehi from Palace, Justin from Leicester. At 5 million range, you get the likes of Saliba and Gabriel, and even Fabian Sarr and Trippier from Newcastle could be an option. Alright, so this is it for this game week. Good luck to everyone. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. It definitely motivates me to make content doing a deadline live stream. Make sure you tune in just before the deadline, before 1 hour the deadline. So I hope you have a brilliant game week 11. All the best to you, FPL manager. Goodbye for now.